So it's just the Zoom that we've got to look after.
So, welcome everybody. Beautiful to be here. What a week. I'm very grateful to have been here. It's been beautiful to be a visiting rabbi here. And this is the closing, well, tomorrow there's still a day, so if you can come, come. But I'm just grateful. It was a beautiful time with this community, with your community, with our community. And we are here ending the week, the work week, with this Shabbat, which is Shabbat Zachor. Can you hear me, by the way, at the back? Yeah? Okay. So Shabbat Zachor is the Shabbat right before Purim, and we are getting ready. We are getting ready for what's coming, and it's big thing coming tomorrow, and come join for the Purim Spiel and the Purim celebrations tomorrow at 5:30. And with Purim we are starting that whole story when there's good and evil, there's hidden and revealed, there's lots of binaries, and we are starting to merge them somehow in this process of not knowing what to do, how to do, and finding new solutions. And so this is the process we are getting into with this whole Purim. And Tula is going to set the tone with that.
Okay, so it's so lovely to be with you guys again tonight. Shabbat Shalom. And last time I was here, we did a version of Shabbat on Broadway, my kind of Shabbat. And it's a beautiful version of the song Hine Matov that was adapted by Cantor Azi Schwartz, who is in New York at it's at the park, the big shore, yes, Central Park Avenue Shore. Thank you very much. And he did this beautiful version using the song "Oh What a Beautiful Morning" from Oklahoma. And the funny thing is, most of you know I've been doing a wonderful Purim show called the Purim Extravaganza. Rabbi Andy actually came to watch the show, and I know one or two of you here have also come to watch. Thank you for your support there. And one of the songs that we did in the show actually is using the melody of "Oh What a Beautiful Morning," and it's called "Oh What a Purim Miracle." Okay, so it's the song adapted with the lyrics. So I thought, what a good idea. Since as how it is Purim coming up, let's combine the two. Okay, so let's start with this melody, this beautiful melody singing Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. How good it is to be together, everybody. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. That was okay. Let's try it again. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Beautiful. Hine Matov Umanayim Shevet Achim Gam Yachad. Lovely. Now we're going to move to a Purim miracle. Have a listen to this one. All the details stand out clearly. Haman planned to make Jews pay dearly. All hopes of redemption by the Jews seemed gone, as they had been exiled and looked down upon. But oh, what a Purim miracle! Oh, what a beautiful tale! We've got a beautiful feeling that Esther will never fail. So it's all going together, right? All the sounds of the earth cry out Mordechai. He shone as a hero way up high. Esther sent her story to all the old sages to be retold through generations and ages. never fail. Let's all join together one more time. Hine matov. Hine matov u'manayim shevetachim gam yachad. Hine matov u'manayim shevetachim gam yachad.
Beautiful. Thank
Thank you so much.
And with that, we are starting now that it's such a beautiful day and we are all here, we are going to light our candles to set that sacred time in this sacred space. We are connecting the two together, and Rabbi Abraham Joshua Heschel was teaching that Shabbat is the palace in time, and now we are bringing it together, and we are going to hear about his teachings a little bit later, a little bit more. And I would like to invite Helen Alexander, my sister-in-law, or my cousin, sister, and just to show that they are still here and here for community and with community and getting ready to leave, but still here, so very much available and part of the community now. So feel free to call them, invite them over, come over to them. They are still here, and we love that. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav v'tzivanu להדליק נר של שבת. אמן. And we want, besides Tula, I'd like you all to warm up your voices, and you are welcome and encouraged and invited to join in with singing. And that's what our first psalm introducing the Shabbat liturgy is like, come sing with us, come sing. So that's on page 130. And if it's something that you might not know the words, then just la la la, like in any ways, just bring in your voices. Lechu neranena l'Adonai nahariya letzur yishenu lekadma fanav בתודה בסמירות נריע לו נננאי 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 And on page 135, just remembering that there's a world around us, and this little sanctuary is protecting us, but also just remembering that there's also some good stuff like stars and wind and water, and just remember the natural world and that how big the world is around us. Adonai Malach Yegezi. Oh, not this one, sorry. Oh no, okay, we do this. Adonai Malach Yirkezu Amin, Yeshav Kruvim Tanut Haaretz, Adonai Betzion Gadol, Veramhu Al Kol Ha'amin. Romemu Adonai Eloheinu, Vayishtachachu Lechad Kodsho, Ki Kadosh Adonai Eloheinu.
And now we move to page 138 with HHD. And I promised Rabbi Andy that I would be doing this version, which is in the paper behind the one that I have in front of me right now.
It's a version that no one else knows but Tula.
Well, Ilana Arian knows it.
Yes, in South Africa.
Lecha Tati, Lecha Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Lecha Bela, Lecha Tati, Lecha Kala, B'nei Shabbat, Lecha Bela, Shamor Ezachor,
Welcoming the Shabbat Queen. You can sit down and on page 140.
Is Moshe. מזמור שיר ביום השבת, טוב להודות לאדוני, ולזמר לשמך עליון, ולזמר לשמך עליון.
Adonai malakut lavesh Adonai osit azar, aptikon tevel ba'al timor. Nacham kisecha me'az, me'olam ha'ata, nasu naharot Adonai, nasu naharot kolam, yesu naharot toch yam. מקולות מים, מים רבים, אדירים, אדירים, משברי עיני, אדיר במרום, לילה, אדיר במרום, Adir bamarom Adonai, Adir bamarom, Adir bamarom, Adir bamarom Adonai. עדותיך נעמו מאוד בביתך בקודש, אדוני מאורך ימים. And we conclude this warming up section to get further into the prayers with the Kaddish, Chati Kaddish on page 144. יתקדע ויתקדש מרבה, בעלמא דברה חירותי וימליך מלכותי, בחייכון וביומכון חיי דכל בית ישראל בגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמרה במבורא לעולם ולעלמי עלמיה יתברך. יתברך וישתבח יתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא ויתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו כתב ושירתה דוש בחטא ונחמתה דמירן בעלמה ואמרו אמן. Page 146. La 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 la. Page 148, as we roll into the evening with all the planets and the stars rolling and the sun rolling down, rolled down and the moon rolling up. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam, asher bidvaro ma'ariv aravim, b'chokhmah poteach she'arim, ובתבונה משנה עתים, ומחליף את הזמנים, ומסדר את הכוכבים במשמורתכם ברקיע כרצונו. בורא יום ולילה, גולל אור מפני חושך, וחושך מפני אור. ומעביר יום ומביא לילה, ומבדיל בין יום ובין לילה, אדוני צבאות שמו, אל חי וקיים, תמיד ימלוך עלינו לעולם ועד. ברוך אתה אדוני, המעריב ערבים. And I invite Helena.
It's a lovely trio that I've got on stage right now. Let's sing together. Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, u'kibud shtatim, u'ta'anot
So as we turn to the Shema on page 152, as I've said before, sometimes when I have the honor of leading the Shema, to think about Ve'ahavta, love God, b'chol levavcha, with all your heart, b'chol nafshecha, with all of your spirit, b'chol me'odecha, and with all your weariness. And even in a time like now where there's a lot of difficulty and a lot of hardship, can we find a reason to thank God and to love God for the good things that we still have, even when it's not perfect and when it's not as easy as it could be. So as we cover our eyes with our right hands, think about how we love God and how God shows us love in return. ואהבת את אדוני אלוהיך בכל לבבך ובכל נפשך ובכל מאודיך, והיו הדברים האלה אשר אנוכי מצווך היום על לבביך, ושיננתם לבניך ודיברת בם, בשבתך בביתך ובלכתך בדרך ובשוכבך ובקומך, וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים, אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אדוני אלוהיכם, אמן.
And I hope by now you know what's coming. It's a little tradition that I started here, that before Micha Mocha, when we are acknowledging that this all-powerful God who can do these miracles like opening the seas or keep the sun coming up every morning and going down and the stars coming, like we are full of miracles around us. And so before we sing this beautiful liturgical piece, I want to make it ours, and I want to hear what miracles you have had this week. And I'm sure there were a lot, and this is a little time for you to think, and it's very important we acknowledge them. We acknowledge them that they have been happening. Whatever else is happening, the miracles are happening as well, and we need to acknowledge them. So this is the time when you are going to share what miracles you have had this week. And over to you.
You've got Helen, do you want to share the
Mic? I probably can't share that. It's not that.
talk loud?
I'll talk loud. We, a very, very special person to us, had a stroke in September last year. It's been a very hard time, and in addition to healing from the stroke and being able to walk and to talk, although she'd been told she never would, she had some surgery this week, and the original pain that had brought her into hospital has, thank God, lifted, and something we thought would never happen. And we're so grateful for modern day medicine and for the ability to be able to have good medical care and for the miracle of health, which no money can buy.
Beautiful miracle of healing and modern medicine helping and God, source of healing as well. Miracles. Yes.
If I may be
Paul.
facetious a little bit.
Okay.
It's the restoration of the Bellevue Power Station.
Restoration of the Bellevue Power Station.
Yes, all power is miraculous.
Thank you.
I had a miracle today. A very elderly friend of mine had a fall at the mall and told me that luckily she was wearing her shaitel because when her head hit the curb, it actually it cushioned the blow.
Miracles, miracles. Miracles, miracles. I think we should sing that one.
Absolutely.
Maybe we should sing before we. But let's hear one more or two more. Like I really like. It's really special when we hear it from you and we get to know you more. The community is more of a community, and we are really filled with miracles in this space now. So yes, thank you.
Just on behalf of you all, to our friend Robin Orenstam, who's a member of this community, whose mom took a fall a couple of weeks ago. She's 93 years old, so she's becoming very difficult. Anyway, they're trying to get her into Highland House, so just a little prayer that they do, because that's the best place for her to be and for everyone.
Susan asking for a miracle, right? For a for a mother of a congregant the mother fell and needs space in Highland House. Highland House, like anyone hear it? Up and around. Make space. Thank you.
It's a
Leonard.
miracle that the sound system is working.
So we need to take.
That's divine.
We need to appreciate things that we often take for granted. So the sound system is working, and that's a miracle as well. Yes,
We can hear you loud and
you can hear me. Yes.
My 66-year-old brother-in-law got married for the first time.
Oh, Mazel
A
Tov!
66-year-old brother-in-law got married for the first time.
Mazel Tov!
Mazel tov. You see how we are filling the space? Okay, one more. The last one. So don't wait. If it's yes or no, right? Share it because sharing is caring. And it makes you feel better, yes.
A friend of mine completed her PhD.
A friend of yours, and it sounds like it was a miracle that a friend of yours completed
I'm happy
their
for her,
PhD.
so,
Yes.
yeah.
It is a big thing. Thank you everybody. Healing and completing and love and connections, marrying, beautiful space. So, shall we do miracles or?
I sang it at the beginning. Oh, what a beautiful miracle!
Oh, there we go.
There we go.
So,
But maybe we can. Are we doing this Mecha Mocha?
Micha Mocha, yeah, that's
Speaking of miracles.
that's why.
Yes.
That's why we are not just liturgizing here. This is what we are singing about.
Okay, we're going to sing a beautiful melody, Debbie Friedman's melody of Mecha Mocha. Ya la la ya la 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 la. Oh
יפקד אדוני את יעקב, וגאולו ביד מי חזק ממנו, ברוך אתה אדוני גאל ישראל. En Piet Hashkevin. Are you not doing Hashkevin?
We can sing Hashkevin. Let's throw it in.
Hashkevin is just such a beautiful about asking for protection as we lie down in the evening, and so that we have this strength to get up tomorrow. 160. Hashkevinu Adonai Eloheinu Lashalom V'Haviteinu Magenu L'Chaim. Hashkevinu Adonai Eloheinu Lashalom V'Haviteinu Magenu L'Chaim. And we are about to enter the Amida, which is like even further going inside the prayer service. And I invite Leonard Singer to be part of the team. You cooked the person. The flying person. We have a flying person here, as you have noticed.
I'm just going to chuck it out the door.
Who should open the ark? Who would? You're going to open the ark? Thank you.
Yep. I can sing with sir. Yes, please, Rag.
Adonai sefatai tiftach ufi agiteilatecha. Eternal God, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu Elohei Avotenu Ve'Eloheinu Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, Elohei Leah. האל הגדול הגיבור והנורא, אל עליון גומל חסדים טובים וקונה הכל, וזוכר חסדי אבות ואימהות ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם למען שמו ואהבה, מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן. ברוך אתה אדוני מגן אברהם בעזרת שרה. Page 168. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, וחיים מתימת קרב להושיע. משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מזריח השמש ומוריד הטל. מחכה חיים בחסד, מחיי מתים ברחמים רבים, צומת נופלים, רופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בגבורות, ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית וחיה, ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמנתה לחיות מתים. ברוך אתה אדוני, מחיי המתים. Page 170. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יעלוך סלע. ברוך אתה אדוני, האל הקדוש. And now to page 173, and then we're going to go back to page 172. Please join me in the middle. Disturb us, O God, ruffle us from our complacency, make us dissatisfied with the peace of ignorance, the quietude which arises from the shunning of the horror, the defeat, the bitterness and the poverty, physical, spiritual of humans. Shock us, O God, deny us which gives us the delusions of satisfaction amid a world of war and hatred. Wake us, O God, and shake us from the sweet and sad poignancies rendered by half-forgotten melodies and rubric prayers of yesteryears. Make us know that the boundary of the sanctuary is not the border of living, and the walls of your temples are not shelters from the winds of truth, justice, and reality. Disturb us, O God, and vex us. Let not your Shabbat be a day of torpor and slumber. Let it be a time to be stirred and spurred to action. Baruch atah Adonai, Makadesh HaShabbat. Now back to page 172. ויחול השמיים והארץ וכל צבאם, ויחל אלוהים ביום השביעי מלאכתו אשר עשה, וישבות ביום השביעי מכל מלאכתו אשר עשה. ויברך אלוהים את יום השביעי ויקדש אותו, כי בו שבת מכל מלאכתו אשר ברא אלוהים לעשות. And on page 174, Tula will say it, please.
Let's say Adonai Eloheinu ve'amcha Yisrael hu tehilatam ve'ava tegabel hu tehileratzon tamid avodat Yisrael
page 177, in the middle, when we behold your heavens, the work of your fingers, the moon and the stars that you set in place, what are we humans that we are mindful of us? We mortals that you take note of us. You made us little less than divine, adorned us with glory and majesty. You gave us dominion over your handiwork, laying the world at our feet.
How majestic is your name throughout the earth. Baruch atah Adonai, atov shimcha lecha na'eh lehodot. Back to page 176. In the middle, in the Hebrew, Al Chulam Yitbarach V'Yitromam Shimcha Malkeinu Tamid Le'olam Va'ed V'chol HaChaim Yeducha Selah V'Hallelu Et Shimcha Be'emet Ha'el Yeshuateinu V'Ezrateinu Selah Baruch atah Adonai Hatov Shimcha Lecha Na'eh Lehodot. And now to page 179. Grant us peace, your most precious gift, our eternal source of peace, and give us the world to proclaim its message to all the people of the earth. Bless our country as a safeguard of peace in its advocate amongst nations. May contentment reign within our borders, health and happiness within our homes. Strengthen the bonds of friendship and fellowship among the inhabitants of every land. Plant virtue in every soul, and may love you hallow every home and every heart. Praised are you, Eternal One, who blesses our people with peace. Baruch atah Adonai, Amavarech et Amo Yisrael Bashalom. You want to say Lo Yisrael?
Okay, I can.
Good.
Lo yisagoy el goy veret, lo yemenu od melchama. Lo yisagoy el goy veret, lo yemenu od melchama. Lo yisagoy el goy veret, lo yemenu od melchama. Lo yisagoy el goy
Nation shall not take up sword against nations. They shall never again know war. Don't stop after beating the swords into plowshares. Don't stop. Go on beating and making musical instruments out of them. Whoever wants to make war again will have to turn them into plowshares first. And now on page 180, let's read together. We reach for you, our God, from our quiet places. May we stand still for a brief moment and listen to the rain. Stand still for a brief moment and watch the play of sunlight and shadow on the leaves. For a brief moment, listen to the world. Let us stop the wheels of every day to be aware of Shabbat. Find the stillness of the sanctuary which the soul cherished. Renew the covenant of an ancient people. We need a quiet space to test the balance of our days, the weight of our own deeds against the heaviness of the world's demands. The balance is precarious. Steady us with faith. Quiet places and stillness where we will hear our own best impulses speak. Quiet places and stillness from which we will reach out to each other. We will find strength in silence, and with this strength we will turn again to your service. And at this point, we are going to pause for a few moments for you to think about your own prayers and meditations. And then Tula is going to lead us in with Yehi L'Ratzon.
You
Go inside your heart, just be. Go inside your heart and see what it wants, what it needs, what it yearns when you breathe. Go inside your heart and see. May the words of my mouth and the meditations of my heart be kind, be true. May they be acceptable to you, my rock, and my Redeemer.
May the one who makes peace in the high heavens make peace for us, all Israel, and all inhabit the earth. Amen.
Amen.
Oh, say shalom, Rimruba, Booyah, I say shalom, hallelujah. Ve'akol Yisrael, ve'yimeru, amen. Oh, say shalom, Rimruba, Booyah, I say shalom,
And we reach that point where, in our deepest of our hearts, from our deepest from our hearts, we are sending prayers for those who need healing. And please, if you are thinking of someone, you know someone, let's bring their names. Yeah.
Jane Danziger.
Diana Mellets.
Neil Russell.
Michael Lee.
Sorry, we
Michael
have
Lee
this.
as well. And Judith Suskin.
Sorry. One more time. May the souls of strength who bless the ones before us help us find the courage to make our lives a blessing, and let us say Amen. And let us say
And I welcome Leonard again because we have a double act of a sermon.
Oh, wonderful.
Sorry.
Oh, that's absolutely fine. Let me give you some space.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So, a bit higher. Higher and higher. There we go. Start again. Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
So, for those that don't know me, my name is Moses.
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 Hi, Moses.
Moshe.
Moshe. Hi, Moshe.
Yeah, I'm the one who wrote those books, the 5 books.
Can you hear at the back?
Let's go close to the microphone. Close, Moses.
Moses, you probably didn't come across like this technical
we
thing.
didn't have these things in our day.
You just had to speak and everyone heard.
Yeah. And we didn't have glasses.
I know, and mine is left at home, that's why I'm sorry I'm stumbling over sometimes.
Okay, so here I am back at Beiteman to hear Tula, and I came especially to South Africa to watch Tula's Purim extravaganza.
Ooh.
And the last performance is on Sunday, and it was a magnificent performance. I saw it the other day as well, and to meet with Rabbi Andy, because I've never met with you.
That's very special. Thank you, Moshe.
So, the portion this week is known as Vayikra, the eternal called. And essentially, Vayikra deals with sacrifices. But it doesn't deal with the sacrifices that we know today, like I won't go out with my friends, I'll stay at home with my family, or I'm going to do something special by giving up some of my pleasures. No, that's not the sacrifices that we dealt with. In our days, we, in general terms, used sacrifices, which was quite prevalent amongst most people in the world at that time, to cleanse oneself or the community, to show gratitude, and to make reparations if we had been guilty. So, the Eternal told me to set out the procedures and rituals, which I wrote out quite carefully in the Leviticus, and they are very strict, and they are very, what's the word that I'm looking for?
Richard?
Rigid, there we go. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
Strict.
So, when we perform rituals, we need to make sure that the sacrifices that we're going to make is made with animals that are unblemished and flour that is pure. So this isn't a very good portion for vegetarians, and it's full of blood and gore. So the Eternal told me how to deal with it, and how the priest should deal with the sacrifices, and how they should splash the blood, or as they call it, dash the blood around on the altar, and then burn the animal so that it makes its odor pleasing to the Eternal. Now, I was speaking to Paul Davis the other day, and he mentioned to me that there are current similar things. Paul, do you want to tell us about them?
The only thing I said was that in some ritual sacrifices in this country, the animal should cry before it is sacrificed in order to attract the attention of the ancestors or the deities.
So, do you want to repeat? I should repeat. So that in some cultures around us as well, that when they have animal sacrifices, they need to make sure that the animal cries, because with the crying it calls the ancestors to come close.
So that's why in our day we have the sacrifices so that the odors were pleasing to the Eternal. So I'm often asked, why is this portion dealing with sacrifices relevant? We no longer have a temple, and we also protect our animals more than, or protect the animals more than they were protected in your day, or in my day, Moses' day.
So you're asking, why are we reading your writing still?
Yes.
Yes.
And I'm not suggesting that you follow the sacrifices that I wrote in my third book, but and the rituals. But I'll now ask Rabbi Andy to explain the relevance of, sorry, my English not so good, of how you can interpret burnt offerings and how these could be emulated today without the burnt offerings. So, Rabbi, can you help us out?
Oh, thank you for the question. So, why are we reading you? Like, it's always a good question. And sometimes it feels like it's not relevant anymore, right? We've had about 3,500 years since, and we've grown in different ways, and we still come back to you. And I guess it's coming back to the sources, and we are still, like, we want to remember, and we want to have the ancestral connection. But why does, like, you got as far as the sacrifices at the time. I'm sorry, that's where the writing stopped. But we have some more writings since then. And even that was I think an improvement, because before you told people that God asked people to sacrifice animals, they were actually sacrificing humans.
Yes.
So this was already a very, very progressive thing.
But I'm not finished my writing. I might have retired from active service, but I'm still busy.
Okay, so there's a lot to write. Yes. And definitely you are probably writing through all the people that I'm going to mention now. So tell me if you recognize them, their hands. So I found that it was already a big deal that Abraham didn't sacrifice Isaac because he apparently he knew that from neighboring cultures, as well as he heard. So apparently God was testing Abraham, and he passed the test. But did he pass the test because he was willing to sacrifice the child, or did he pass the test because he actually heard the voice not to do that? So what do you think, Moshe? Was it?
That's a difficult question, but you know that story is emulated in the Quran, and that's with Abraham and Ishmael, the same story.
Abraham and Ishmael, so Abraham, yeah. So then we have in this portion when you are talking about the animals, and surely this is going to be brought into the temple times when we finally have the place and we can build a big temple, and now the sacrifices just go on and on and on. And some reports we have from it that there were, like, on a special holiday day they had like 1,000 animals sacrificed, and yes, imagine that crying of the animals, because animals cry, animals know when this is happening to them. So some people think, similar to like whether it was the ancestors to be called close. Some people say that it's like crying. There's actually a thing called mekonenet, which is a crying doula. They had this person. It was a job, a crying doula, to help people connect to their emotions. So here it was the animals taking that role to actually connect to our emotions. And imagine when someone did a sin. This is for sin offerings, and they come, and here is this animal crying on their behalf, and also on their behalf being sacrificed. But we are also for life, and then we learn about please don't hurt the animals, so that we're moving further from that. But what do we get from it is that emotional openness and the emotional intensity. So were you speaking to Isaiah at the time?
Well, he came after me,
but you still keep writing through them as well, right?
Yes,
so Isaiah said, "I'm sick of your sacrifices." Says, oh, actually this was God speaks, but you wrote down through them, or whatever. So, "I'm sick of your sacrifices," says God. "Don't bring me any more burnt offerings. I don't want the fat from your rams or other animals. I don't want to see the blood from your offerings of bulls and rams and goats. Why do you keep parading through my courts with your worthless sacrifices? The incense you bring me is a stench in my nostrils. Your celebrations of the new moon and the Shabbat day and your special days for fasting, even your most pious meetings, are all sinful and false. I want nothing more to do with them. I hate all your festivals and sacrifices. I cannot stand the sight of them. And this is from Isaiah.
You must have been a forerunner for the animal rights.
Yeah. So I was wondering, is it like, yes, like animal rights? As far when I learned about that, I was learning that the priesthood got corrupt, that people really just started to do the rituals but not actually having that heart connection. And so that's when the prophets come and say, like, you guys are in power, but really for what reason? Why are you doing this? This is not what God wants. But I also recently watched a play, and I need to remember the title, but it was about God at the psychologist, talking to the psychologist, and like God is depressed, and God is like, you can also think of this as a depressed God. But moving forward, so the temple was like went through the destruction, and then we can also think about it: is this a good thing? Is it a bad thing? Because it is a mourning, like we grieve on the day when we are memorizing this day. Actually, 2 times on the same day that the temple was destroyed. And it's the Holy of Holies that was destroyed, and we don't really like that. But at the same time, there's a little question, like maybe it was a developmental stage that we moved away from the sacrifices, and not only that, but the rabbis were super good at renovating and renewing our tradition and say we are not going to be done with it. Yes, a major part of our religion is now done, but you know what? Instead of the sacrifices, we are going to do prayer. So when we pray, we are actually replacing all those sacrifices. So we can think about what is that we are replacing with the prayer. So we are we giving up ourselves, or are we supposed to open up our hearts, like with the crying help? And actually, there's an important element here. The korban, the sacrifice, the korban, the same word, it's the same word as karov, like the same root letters are, the karov. It's about closeness. So it's about coming close. So it's interesting that in some of the African cultures, it's about the ancestors coming close. Here in our culture, in our religion, it's about coming close to God. So we sacrifice in order to come close to God. And so when we pray, it's about coming close to God. And Moshe, is that surprising?
That's an amazing concept.
And I told you that I was going to bring you Heschel, who taught us that Shabbat is a sanctuary in time.
He was an amazing rabbi then.
So he has
so inspirational.
Yes, yes. Were you holding his hand when he was writing?
No, but I was behind him when he marched.
Good. Where was he marching? Selma?
Selma.
Selma.
There we go.
Yeah.
With Martin Luther King.
With Martin Luther King. So he has a beautiful article on prayer. He has lots of things and lots of writings, and he says, prayer is the room for the soul, a sanctuary for the soul. Prayer is not a maybe you have glasses, you should.
Prayer is not start from the beginning. Prayer is the room for the soul, a sanctuary for the soul. Prayer is not a stratagem for occasional use, a refuge to resort to now and then. It is rather like an established residence for the innermost self. All things have a home. The bird has a nest, the fox has a hole, the bee has a hive. A soul without prayer is a soul without a home.
And then it's a separate quotation also.
Is that
Yeah,
it there?
yeah, it's just
Okay.
beautiful. And after that we'll...
Okay. Prayer is more than paying attention to the holy. Prayer comes about as an event. It consists of two inner acts, an act of turning and an act of direction. I leave the world behind as well as all interests of the self. Divested of all concerns, I am overwhelmed by only one desire, to place my heart upon the altar of God. And the last one, to pray is to open a door where both God and soul may enter. Prayer is arrival for him and for us.
Him, her, it, all of them. Yeah.
To pray is to overcome distance, to shatter screens, to render obliquities straight, to heal the break between God and the world. A dreadful oblivion prevails in the world. The world has forgotten what it means to be human. The gap is widening. The abyss is within the self. It's amazing.
That was Heschel. Thank you. Abraham Joshua Heschel, who was born in Warsaw and because of the war eventually ended up in America and was a mystic and special social human rights person, teacher, rabbi of the 20th century. And so with that move from sacrificing and substituting ourselves and sometimes emptying the ritual, we are coming to this point where it's about prayer and honest and deep prayer. It also can become empty just like all rituals, and we need to make sure that prayer is also live and important, and as Heschel says, we need to cultivate it, we need to create that home for the soul. So we brought you that song that we shared out as a closing for our sermon, but I forgot to take one. Can I take one? Yes, we'll sing. We are also. Yes, we are singing the Hebrew and then the English of this. That's like really the sacrifice is without hurting, without harming ourselves, but healing and just giving, and it's an internal creation of the prayer, home, and our own highest self on it, in it. and just in the prologue or PS, I wanna recommend you a movie on Netflix that Fiona and I were watching. It's called The Damsel, and it's also talking about sacrifices and questioning and thinking about how. Go and have a look. Damsel. Sacrifice. So I think let's do it.
Okay.
Or
Rabbi Andy had another song that she wanted to play, Karov, but because we're running a little bit late, we're going to send it on to the groups, and please do check it out. It's absolutely beautiful from
songs.
Yes.
Oh, but Batya Levi.
What a beautiful voice. So in the spirit of the message tonight, please do go and listen to that. I'll send it out on all the groups.
So we're going to move on now, Rabbi.
But I just tell you, it's from the Psalms, and it says, Hashem, source of life or spirit of all, is close to all who call out, to all those who call out in truth. And close to that, the karov, the korban. Anyways, listen to the sound that we'll send out.
Okay, we're going to go to Elena.
We're going to go to the blessing for the children. Elena?
Yeah.
Blessings for the children.
Blessings for the children. Blessings for the children.
Okay. We need all the children, please.
Have you got chocolates? Yes, we do.
Over there, Rabbi.
Someone needs to help me. Someone local. What do you do? Yeah.
So we're going to sing Yevarechecha, and then we're going to give some chocolates. That's about it.
Take off my saris, yes.
Yes, come and join us, please.
Beautiful. Children, more children.
And of course, this is a blessing for all of you. We're all someone's child. Yevarechecha Adonai v'yishmerecha. May God bless you with good and keep you safe. Ya'er Adonai chaya elecha v'chavecha. May God be with you and be kind to you. Isa Adonai panav elecha, ve'aseh lecha shalom, shalom. May you always know that God is close, and may God give you the gift of peace. Shabbos, girls, and Leonard's got a chocky for you.
And then shall we do Kaddish and what sides? Kaddish. Yeah.
And, for those, in memory of those who have been with us and left us all their legacies, sometimes as old as the Torah and sometimes very recent, just as the generation or friends or anyone who has been around and not with us here, and you are remembering them if they passed away this week, or you are in the 30 days of remembering, or having their yahrzeit 1 year, more cycles of the year's anniversary. Please stand up, those of you, so we can see and say Kaddish with you. Okay, and everyone else, if you can join. On page 598. בחייכון וביומכון ובחיי בכל בית ישראל, בעגלה ובזמן קריב ואמרו אמן. יהי שמי רבה מבורך לעולם ולעמי עלמיה. יתברך וישתבח ויתפאר ויתרומם ויתנשא, יתהדר ויתעלה ויתהלל שמי דקדושה בריחו. לעילם עם כל ברכתה ושירתה, ושבחתה ונחמתה, ואמירם בעלמה ואמרו אמן. יהי שלום רבה מן שמיה, וחיים עלינו ועל כל ישראל ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום במרומה, ויעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל ועל כל יושבי טבע ואמרו אמן.
Do we have any names to read? I'm not sure, or announcements?
Yes, we do. Okay, I've got my card if you want.
Thank you. Right, we would like to take note of the following announcements. We want to have in memoriam. We mourn this week with the family of the late Avron Aronson, a former congregant who passed away on the 14th of March and was buried under our auspices on the 19th of March, Baruch Dayan Emet. And the following yard sites are noted and observed by Erna Echt, mother of Leonore Carr, Elaine Gabshon, mother of Harriet Harbour, Ray Katz, remembered by Ian Kesley, Alec Mendelwitz, father of Belinda Mendelwitz, Justin Oberzimmer, father of Phyllis Hyde, Herbert Priestbach, father of Charles Priestbach, and Robert Priestbach. I'm sorry if I'm mangling that. How do you say the surname? Priestbach. Priestbach. That's easy. Thank you. Gerald Pertziger, father of George Pertziger and Michael Kallenbach. Edward Schneider, father of Candace Schneider. Sybil Silverman, mother of Melinda Manoem. And may their memory be for a blessing. And would anyone else like to add any more names?
Sarah Zunga.
Thank you.
Should we do some announcements now?
Just tomorrow is pulling.
I think there might be some announcements.
Yes.
Please, if we can have some announcements, thank you.
Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Thank you. Shabbat Shalom. Mishpacha v'chaverim. It's so wonderful having all of you here with us. What a full house for Rabbi Andy's farewell with us tonight. Thank you, Rabbi Andy. Yes, for gracing us with your beautiful, gentle presence yet again. We appreciate it. Thank you so much. And of course to Tula, our favorite. Thank you. We love and appreciate you too.
Such a pleasure.
Got paparazzi.
Thank you. Announcements. I have one major announcement. Tomorrow is
Hooray!
Yeah, we start at 5:30 in this auditorium. Come dressed up. There are big, lovely prizes. I hope, Russell. Yes, first, second, and third prizes for the kids. That would be 0 to 12, and 13 and up adults. Also 3 prizes, first, second, and third. Come in your best fancy dress. Thank you, and Shabbat Shalom. Over to Netset.
Is something we need to do?
Oh, no, that's for me.
Oh, that's for you.
Thank you.
No, I just want to sign it.
Good evening, everybody. Good Shabbos to all of you. So it's not often that I come up and stand in front and do announcements, but we have our own announcement. It's Purim tomorrow. Okay. But over the last few months, in fact it's more than that, it's about 8-9 months now, I've been working on a youth project. I've taken on the portfolio in Mancom, and we've reunited with Netze, and they have a fresh program. They've got new madrichim. There's a lot of things that are going to be going on, and I thought it would be really great just to hand you over to Shalane, who's been part of the process. You know, the story is that she was going to go to Cape Town, but I handcuffed her, And then she wasn't, and then took up the opportunity of running with the project and getting the youth up and running, putting us in touch with the right people. And it's really been a fabulous journey, and I think it's going to be amazing. But what is amazing is Shalane, because she's really put in a massive effort, and I really appreciate it. Even though it's been short, I've loved working with you, and wish her well moving overseas to New Zealand. She's still going to be part of the group. She's still going to give us input, and I really look forward to it. So I want to hand you over to Shalane. Thanks, guys.
Shabbat Shalom everyone, I'm Shalane. I'm part of a youth movement called Netze, which is a Hebrew word for a branch or a sprout, but it's also an acronym in Hebrew which means Noar Tzionii Reformi, which in English means Reform Youth Zion. Reform Youth Zion, yes. Wait, let me just check that again. Oh, Reform Zionist Youth is the wrong way. The pillars of Netze are basically youth empowerment, progressive Judaism, Reform Zionism, and also youth Tikkun Olam, which means repairing the world. We do many things like running shul activities, as well as doing outside things like summer camp in December. We'd like to invite the youth on the 5th of April. We'll be doing a launch here at Beiteman. So if you can all join us then, that would be wonderful. Pizza, drinks. We're going to be having a party, playing games. As well as on the 6th of April, we'll be going bowling with the whole of the Netze in Johannesburg. So please come and join us then. Thank you all. Shabbat Shalom. And if you have any questions, you can ask me afterwards. Thank you.
And we are
Closing the Friday night service with the song Shalom Aleichem, and there's Kiddush and supper over there, and tomorrow is still Shabbat, so come, and then it's Purim and come, and after the Torah service I'm teaching about how to, well actually what our tradition is saying about newness, and it's complex. Come and hear.
Thank you, everybody. Shalom Aleichem, Malachei Hashem, Malachei Shabbat Shalom, everybody. Shabbat Shalom.